Hi, I'm Taki'h, and I want to share with you today about the validity and importance of the three different layers of shifts in consciousness. This will help you, support you in order to become more whole and ground your shifts as they happen in your journey. So, the first one I want to mention is the personality layer. That's where our stories are held. Our mommy didn't love me, father left, I'm not good enough, I'm not important, this kind of stuff. And I want to say that it is important to go into that, to go and spend time healing those wounds and coming to a point where you can feel that you can have healthy relationships, where you can find peace and joy in your everyday meetings, relating actions. That's important. It's important for our personality level management of our life. But it's not where the journey stops. And so then the next layer in consciousness shift happens at the transpersonal level. So we have personality, then we can move to transpersonal. So transpersonal means that it's not about my story, it's not about you hurt me or I lied to you or whatever the story might be, but it's you start to reflect on, okay, this is happening for a reason. What's the lesson I'm meant to learn? What is existence trying to teach me, trying to show me? Because I keep finding myself here again and again and again. And so this is more connected to a soul level perspective, which is like an eagle that's flying over a valley and has a bigger, a wider perspective. And karma starts to come into play here. That what is it that I'm meant to go through in this life in order to take steps towards awakening or become more whole or learn what I was meant to learn. You don't have to believe in afterlives or in reincarnations, but that there is a purpose, there is a reason for why this has happened. And from this perspective, you can begin to see that there are soul agreements between you and, using the previous examples, mommy, daddy, that you're playing out certain roles so that each one of you can grow in the way that you were meant to grow. So that's the second level of consciousness shift. And the third is universal consciousness. So at this level, you can just drop mommy, daddy completely and see the perfection in everything that has ever happened to you, and that you are that. So you are mommy and daddy, and you are the whole, and you are everything. And yes, you are perfect, and you are true essence, and you are consciousness in human matter, in human form, in matter. So these are the three different levels. And sometimes we find ourselves or others going into the third stage of universal consciousness, that kind of shift of everything's light, everything's love, we're all perfect. And it's something that they might be saying, but it's not a deep-rooted reality. It's not really how they see every moment of or everyday life. And so that popular term, bypassing, spiritual bypassing, and that's what it refers to. And I just want to give the example that my teacher used to give. This is my teacher, Akash. I was with her starting 15 years ago. And she used to describe it. This is way before the word bypassing was a common everyday word for people who are on the path. So she used to say that, so it's like you have cracks and dents and holes in the wall of a house, and you paint over them with some shiny, glossy, fancy, glittery paint. And it looks beautiful, and it looks wonderful, until there's a slight earthquake or a difference in temperature, and with that the walls expand or contract with the heat or the coolness or the humidity, and those cracks are visible again, and those holes are visible again. And so this is what happens when we jump over, when we try to skip over some of these layers of shifts in consciousness. We find ourselves not able to sustain that which we do long for, believe in, and might be our truth from time to time. So just wanted to give this overarching picture to support you and to invite you to ask yourself, where am I in different aspects of my life, or in different themes? Where do I find myself? And another thing she used to say is that if the work needs to stick, and it's got to have something to stick on, and that something is our personality level consciousness, is our bodies and our minds and our emotions and our everyday relating. And so if it's not bearing fruit, if it's not showing, it's not manifesting, it's not obvious, evident in your day-to-day relating, then question, maybe it's not where I'm at yet. But I know that also. And so one doesn't cancel out the other. They actually support each other. The personality, the soul level, that there's a purpose, and then spirit level, that all is one and infinite and expansive. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. This is the work that I've been doing with myself personally for the past 13 years with the same teacher at the beginning, and then with other modalities. And this is why I'm so committed to shadow work, because of this, the work needing to stick, and so it can't stick on sand. So to remove the layers that are not needed, that are not you, that I believe that I'm broken, and this will put me on the journey, this will get me to ask for help or search or do things differently than I've ever done before. Yes, and that's just the beginning. But it's needed. All that part is needed. It's the solid ground on which everything else is built. So this is what I transmit in the work that I share, because this is the way I live and this is what I believe in. And so if you would like to have a taste of that, you can check out my calendar. The link is below, and join me in one of the live events throughout the world that I'm having this year. And if you can't make it to any of those, there's plenty of free sharings that I'm going to be doing in this YouTube page and also on my Facebook page. So I welcome you to join those. And if you have a commitment, if you have the will, the longing, the way my teacher used to say it, the thirst, the hunger for this, the opportunities will show up. They will start presenting themselves, and you'll be supported. So, sending you blessings. Thank you for joining me today.